Hello, hello, hello. This is Attorney Mike Revan coming to you from Chicago, as usual. Sorry. I had a last-minute addition to the program here. We're going to go see Judge Alex Manning, and that's going to be good. And we also have updates from Judge Webster out in Kansas. But before we even get to that, everybody was asking me about it, so I grabbed what I could to bring us in with this crazy.
And that which shall bring to the state of Wisconsin.
Attorneys Anna Keys and Jeremy Perry appear on behalf of Daryl Brooks, who's also present. Good afternoon.
Right, good afternoon. We are here today to address the motion that was filed by attorneys Perry and Keys last week, the motion to withdraw. I do want to make a brief record that I met with the parties, the attorneys only at 12:30 today, just to go over what I would call some scheduling, housekeeping matters related to this case and the motion before the court. I don't believe I need to put any of the substance of that on the record unless there is a request from either of the parties. I do not intend to go over any of the substantive issues that are remaining in this case other than the motion to withdraw. That includes the various filings that the parties have made and any other open issues that we have at this time. I need to first address the issue with Mr. Brooks and the motion to withdraw. I do want to start out with you, Mr. Brooks, and ask you, is it your desire to represent yourself in this case?
It is. I would like to proceed in this matter for prior persona, not pro se.
Say that last part again.
I would like to proceed in this matter in pro per, not pro se.
So you're going to have to tell me what you think that means.
It is me exercising my right to defend myself, to represent myself as a sovereign citizen.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What?
So essentially this matter to
Wow. Okay. So everyone was telling me about this and they wanted my reaction on it. Generally, I was going to avoid this trial because it's just a horrible tragedy that I don't want to think about that much. I'm glad it's being prosecuted. I hope he gets the max. I'm sure he will. Honestly, all of this is window dressing because he's getting convicted and he's getting whatever the worst thing that the state of Wisconsin can hand out. I'm confident of that, whether he's represented by the greatest attorney on the planet or himself. But of course, Knucklehead decides that he's a sovereign citizen. So, here we are ahead of the curve. Who knew that, that people like this would adopt this nonsense, obviously after the fact or whatever. It's crazy, but it is interesting. So there you have it.
today would be me appearing by special appearance.
Distribute possession of controlled substance schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of firearm during the commission of a felony, and willful obstruction. Great trial.
Judge, when it comes to Mr. Cobb, 13 prior arrests total, 2012 robbery, and a 2016 burglary, 2 arrests for probation violation, 1 arrest for parole violation, nothing further.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Chum.
You say something to me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. You broke up. Judge, he has a $265,000 bond. We're asking the court to $100,000 with also a GPS monitor. And just cite one case, Cowers versus the state. Guilt or innocence in this situation and the facts of the case do not mandate that he have such a high bond he can't make it.
Okay, so here we are. Judge Alex Manning became a viewer favorite immediately. She now has her own playlist. This is number 3. She has her own playlist. But we know her best probably from the Wild Karen in court. And here she is now doing a bond call for the bad boys, for people doing real nasty stuff, felonies and all that kind of stuff. It's high volume and it's nasty defendants, to be blunt. And all of this is a cakewalk compared to the TPO order that she did in her courtroom. But it is fun to see this. I'm watching this and thinking, I think Judge Manning actually went to the chief judge at some point and said, I like a challenge. Why don't you give me all of the worst calls in the county? And the chief judge said, your wish is granted. Have fun.
Presumed to be innocent. So we're asking for a $100,000 bond, all other conditions, and a GPS monitor. Because they can't make the 265. He could be sitting there for 10 years. So I would ask for a $100,000 bond. That's all I have.
All right. What says the state?
Yes, Your Honor. $265,000 bond is an appropriate bond considering the charges before the court. There's been no change in circumstances that would dictate a deviation from the bond. It's a state's position that an ankle monitor, 24-hour curfew, no drugs, no weapons, and any other conditions that you deem seem fit for this case are appropriate. This defendant has 2 probation revocations and 2 parole violations. It's a state's position that this bond should not be disturbed.
Thank you.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. You're going to have an ankle monitor with a 24-hour curfew. You can only leave for court, lawyer, or to seek medical attention. Mr. Schaub, what's his address? Where's he going to be living?
All
right. So you can stay out of Fulton County. The only reason you come back to Fulton County is for court or to see your lawyer. All right. With that 24-hour curfew, like I said, you can leave for court, lawyer, or seek medical attention, but you cannot come back to Fulton County, sir. Fill up with gas, get on 285, go around Fulton County. Do not run out of gas in Fulton County. That'll be a violation of your bond. Stay away from 1965 Rambling Lane, which should be okay since that's in Fulton County. No further contact with your co-defendants. Antavius Boswell, Boswell, Jamario Davis, Adderley Banks, Saeed, Syeed, Cobb.
This strikes me as weird too, and I guess it's normal. I mean, I don't do this, so I don't know. But she kicks everybody out of Fulton County. She just doesn't want them back in Fulton County. I didn't even know they could do that.
Let's see, count 1, 75. Count 2, 15. Count 3, 15. Count 4. $30. Count 5. Well, I was like 30. Count 6.
I'll
leave it at 5, 5, and 5. So 75, 15, 15, 30, 35, 5, and 5. You got that, Miss Hunter? That ankle monitor will be paid for by the county.
Yes.
What is the total?
Mr. Schaub, you didn't ask me to do math. 75, 15, 15, 30, 35, 5, and 5.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
Best of luck to you, sir. You can leave the booth.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Now we just got to wait on our court reporter. Any word?
Not just yet. I'm coming.
Judge, I will waive a court reporter on my bond reconsideration reductions.
Maybe we should have a court reporter be late a little more often because people waited. They seem to want to go quicker. Okay, is that Kaylin Bussey?
On Gabriel Johnson, Judge, it's going to be a request to reduce.
Hold on, let me look for Johnson because you got a couple on here.
Position 1, Your Honor.
You got to do it on both cases, Ms. Rockwell, or just the one?
Say it again.
Are you going to waive on both cases or just the one? Because you also have Kaylin Bussey.
And I also have Travius Kelly, I think. Did you make the count?
Well, that means you have too many, Ms. Rockwell, and I'll go ahead and waive my court report and go before you.
Position 1, Gabriel Johnson, where you at? State of Georgia.
Judge doesn't give total. She just barks it. And you see this call, you see the volume of not only people but number of charges they each have. There is no other way to do it. I took, this is a long clip. This is kind of a hangout, but this is still a small snippet of this call. Very small.
Versus Gabriel Johnson. Gabriel Johnson, wave your hand again. All right, there you go. State of Georgia versus Gabriel Johnson. Been in 95 days without indictment. 22 CP 210119. Unlawful for a person employed by, associated with, street gang to participate in criminal street gang activity. Possession of controlled substance, Schedule 2 with intent to distribute. Theft by receiving stolen property. Felony. Possession of a firearm during the conviction of a felon by the convicted felon. Possession of a firearm knife during the commission of or attempt to commit certain felonies. Unlawful for a person to commit offenses with intent to obtain, earn membership, maintain, increase status in a gang. Unlawful for a person employed by, associated with a criminal street gang to conduct or participate in criminal street gang activity. Times 1. Whoa, no, there's another. Unlawful for a person to commit offense with intent to earn, obtain, maintain, increase status within a gang. Then unlawful for a person employed by, associated with a criminal street gang to conduct or participate in criminal street gang activity. Unlawful for a person to commit offenses with intent to earn membership, maintain, increase status. Unlawful for a person employed by or associated with a criminal street gang to conduct or participate in criminal street gang activity. Possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, and possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. Pre-trial.
In regards to Mr. Johnson, 23 prior arrests total, 2015 purchase, manufacture, and sale of marijuana, Schedule 3 substance, 2016 marijuana with the intent, 5 arrests for probation violation, 1 FTA, 2 arrests for parole violation. Nothing further.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Rockwell.
Thank you, Judge. For the record, he is 29 years of age, born in Atlanta, went to Towers High. He is the father of 2 children, 7-year-old, 2-year-old. And the change of circumstances is that now he has a probation hold. I would ask the court. I've already sent the address he'll be living in. And I will ask the court to, obviously, the court knows that I think all bonds that the court give are reasonable. But I'd ask the court to reduce this substantially to $50,000. He is not getting out. He's simply going down to South Georgia to handle a probation revocation. Thank you, Judge.
All right, what says the state?
Am I missing some? I was looking for a bond order, and I saw no bond on all of them. Is there a bond in place that I'm missing?
No, it's no bond.
Okay.
I'm waiting to get
Your
my
Honor,
bond.
I understand that the defendant is entitled to a bond. However, he has convictions in DeKalb and Fulton on, DeKalb County 12 CR 3525. That was in 2012 for sale of marijuana, possession of firearm during commission of a felony. Then he has a 2016 conviction on a 2015 case, 15 SC 134940, sale of marijuana and possession of Schedule 2. And then he has another conviction for marijuana with intent under 16 SC 147387, as well as an FTA on October 2nd, 2019. This particular case, he was caught with 86.3 grams of marijuana, 2 scales, 25.7 grams of cocaine, as well as a Glock pistol, and he is a well-known member of the Glock Block Crips, which is a subset of the Rollin' 60s. The state would ask for $100,000 on the unlawful participation in street gang activity charges, and would ask for $50,000 on each remaining charge after that.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. Stay away from 828 McDonough Boulevard. No further contact with Michael, Viccallello. No further contact with your co-defendant, Marquel, Marquel Hightower. You can have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. You can only leave for court, see your lawyer, and to seek medical attention. No further contact with anyone from the Roland 60 neighborhood Crips. And what's the other one called there, Mr. Halls?
Oh, it's a Glock block.
All right. No further contact with any member of the Glock block or any other gang. Anybody affiliated with, thinking about going in a gang, wanting to be a gang, watching a gang movie. None whatsoever. And no replicas of weapons. That ankle, you have 48 hours to have that ankle monitor placed on your ankle. If you get picked up on a hold, then you have to return, get that ankle monitor placed back on your ankle, and wear that. All right, let's see. Miss Hunter. Position 1, 100,000. Position 2, 25,000. Position 3, 25,000. Position 4, 25,000. Position 5, 25,000. Position 6, 100,000. Position 7, 100,000. Excuse me, I meant count. Count 8, 100,000. Count 9, 100,000. Count 10, 100,000. Count 11, 100,000. Count 12, 25,000, and count 13, 25,000. 100, 25, 25, 25, 25, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 25, 25. Got that, Miss Hunter?
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Hunter. Best of luck to you, sir. You can lead the boots. I got other people there saying it. Let's see. Beep, beep. Who else said? What's another one? Let me look. People are typing in this chat. I'll read this chat. Let's see.
Ronell Houston.
I'll wave on Sawyer, Judge.
Let's see.
Yeah, before you.
All right, that's all Danley. I saw Miss Pass put Danley. Tyree Danley, wave your hand. All right. State of Georgia versus Tyree Danley. 22 CP 209935. 102 days with no bond. I'm sure you're going to waive, sir. Sounding Miss Pass. Retrial.
What number is?
2.
Oh, that's why I missed it. 13 prior arrests, forgery in 2010, and a 2011 theft by conversion. Nothing further.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Bass.
Yes, Your Honor. He's 43 years old. He was born and raised in Macon. He grew up in Macon. I'm not sure about all of his arrests, but I do know he only has the theft convictions back in 2011 to 2013. This case is about 3 years old. It's a stepdaughter allegation.
This is a bad guy, but it is funny to me when your defense attorney says, well, I don't know about all his arrests, because implicit in that is they're so numerous. I mean, even attorneys like, I don't have time to get into that before a call. I've got other clients. Let's just go with his conviction, shall we?
And his wife are getting divorced. I guess as we speak, his mother lives in Macon. She just recently found out she was very ill. She takes care of her mom and dad, so he would live with them in Macon. He does have a job that's in Arizona that he works remotely from, so he could do that from Macon. Judge, I think he has plenty of ties to Georgia. He wouldn't have to be in Fulton County. No reason to be back, and he can do all of his jobs remotely, Judge. So I'd ask for—
Oh, that's a recurring selling point to the judge. Judge, I think we can kick him out of Fulton County. He isn't going to claim residence here. She's like, all right, let's do it.
a reasonable bond in his case.
All right. What says the state?
Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ernell Winfrey for the state in this matter. We are aware that Mr. Danley is entitled to a bond in this case. However, I would like to point out to the court a few aggravating circumstances here. He does have 3 felony convictions out of the 13 cycles that we see: a 2011 felony conviction out of Bibb County, a 2010 conviction out of Lowndes County, and he was revoked on first offender on a 2007 theft by taking out of Gwinnett County. We also ask the court to note that the defendant was extradited from Arizona in this case on May 10th, 2022. He actually, when the child in this case disclosed about the actions of abuse, he left the state and moved in with his uncle out in Arizona. We had to get him extradited back from Arizona. In addition to that, there are some jail calls that we were able to listen to from out in Arizona when he was incarcerated out there under our warrant. But he was speaking with the victim's mother. I understand from Ms. Pass now that they are getting a divorce, but that was some concern because the mother is the wife of the defendant is the mother of our victim in this case, who made the disclosures and the outcry. We'd ask the court to impose a bond of $100,000
Yeah, do the math on that. It's just as nasty as you're thinking.
for the first count and a $100,000 bond for the second count. In this case, we'd ask that he have no contact with the victim, AG, and have no contact with her siblings, that he have an ankle monitor, 24-hour curfew, no weapons, no drugs, no guns. We'd ask he stay away from any adult entertainment establishments, that he stay away from 2405 Roxborough Drive in Roswell and 2672 Moorings Parkway in Snellville. That's where the mother of the victim lives. And that, again, he have no contact with the victim or her family.
If I can really quick, so I know we're in a hurry, but this case the allegations are reported 3 years ago, and nothing was done with it before then. They knew where he was. He works in Arizona. Every once in a while, I had to move there. He can do
This argument comes back to bite her.
it remotely from Macon, but he was not leaving because of any allegations. He spoke with them. He gave them his cell phones and everything. It took him that long to take a warrant, and they still haven't indicted him after that, Judge. So he was not leaving for that reason. And his criminal record is from 2011, and it's theft cases. So I think $200,000 and all that stuff is a really high, unreasonable bond for this case.
Well, if I may, Your Honor, briefly, Mr. Danley, the outcry happened last year, so has not been sitting around for 3 years. The outcry was made in 2021 by the victim. In addition to that, now we have Homeland Security and FBI looking into the case because of the amount of CSAM that's involved with the electronic evidence in this case, which is why it's taken so long. So, Your Honor, we're asking the court to consider that in setting this bond, which is why we're asking for a $100,000 bond amount on each count.
All right.
You're not have any of that, but the case notes and the case in the system shows 4/1/2017. They just happened to sort of go out and start doing things then, but it was done 5 years ago.
No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. Stay away from 2405 Roxborough Drive in Roswell, Georgia. No further contact with AG, minor shop. I guess everybody wants to interrupt me this evening, right?
That's the alleged
I think it may be the victim. Her initials are AG.
And is she still a minor? And why is she on here?
Your Honor, she is now an adult, but she's on here, and Ms. Grant, hold on one second. I know she opposes bond.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
Hopefully you've explained to her the statutory, he has a right to a bond.
He has a right to a bond.
All right. As long as you know that, Ms. Grant, he has a right to a bond by statute. No further contact. Well, then, since she's not a minor anymore, Amber Grant, no further contact with Marcus Grant. No further contact with AMYDAINELY, except for, purposes of the securing the divorce. You're going to have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. You can leave for court, lawyer, seek medical attention. But you can't stay out of Fulton County. The only reason you come to Fulton County is for court or see your lawyer. You have no contact with anyone under the age of 17 years of age. Since he works remotely, he probably uses his computer, but no social media, no, I don't know, whatever you call them, no dating websites. What do you call? I mean,
social, yeah.
No social media, obviously, no child porn, no adult porn, no porn. How about that? No porn. No porn. No matter what kind it is. No porn. All right. That ankle monitor will be paid for by the county. So Ms. Pass, he's going to have to file an address with the clerk once he gets an address where he's going to be living down in Macon. All right. So
put it in the chat.
All right, but you got to file it in the clerk's office, a little change of address for them so they'll know. All right.
Yes.
All right. 75 per count. 75,000 per count. Best of luck to you, sir. You can leave the booth. I've had somebody else.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Pass. You can leave. Let's see.
And Your Honor, that concludes my business. May I be excused?
Absolutely. Let's see. Mr. Fortas, you're waving on Manuelo Sawyer.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and he doesn't need an interpreter, right? There is one, Carlos, but not this one. State of Georgia versus Manuelo Sawyer, 22 CP 210175. 93 days without an indictment, no bond as of 6/27/2022. Aggravated assault with intent to rob, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of controlled substance schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute, possession of MDMA, possession of a firearm during the commission of or attempt to commit certain felonies, interference with government property, felony, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer by use of threats or violence, felony, and escape. Pre-trial.
Judge, in regards to Mr. Sawyer, 15 prior arrests, 520.
There's so much going on, but she does that at the beginning of all this. I saw more of the call. She just lists all this nasty stuff they did that they're charged with, and then she says pre-trial. It's too good.
18 possession of marijuana, 20 scheduled 2 substance firearm by couple of open cases, make that 3. 21 CP 204248 theft by taking felony, 22 CP 210177 armed robbery, aggravated assault. 22 CP 210496, armed robbery, aggravated assault with intent to rob and firearm during. He's on probation for Schedule 1 substance sentence in 2020. 1 year confinement, 4 years probation. Nothing further.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Portis.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Sawyer is 27 years of age. He's been here his whole life. His entire family is here. He has 2 brothers. He has 1 sister. Both of his parents are deceased. When the court gives a bond, he'd be living in Atlanta. He had been renting over there for about 4 months. He does have 1 child that's 9 years old. He was gainfully employed and still has his job at B&A Towing. He's been doing that for roughly about 1.5 years prior to his arrest, and he had completed the 11th grade. Regarding some of the charges, I've spoken to the family. I think he's been to court on some of those charges. It was going a little bit fast, and some of those charges, from my understanding, were dismissed or they were dealt with. But with regard to this case, I would ask the court for a reasonable bond for $40,000.
You saying some of them were dismissed in this case?
Not in this case, Your Honor. And some of the ones I think that were read off, my family members had called and said that he had gone to court on some of those matters and that they were handled. It was just moving a little too fast for me, but.
Yeah, well, if you know all the ones I got to call out tonight.
No, I understand. I'm just letting the court know.
Yeah, I didn't see any dismissals in this case. So if he has that in other
Not
cases?
in this case, Judge. Not in the case before the court.
All right, gotcha. All right. What says the state?
Your Honor, this defendant has open cases, as Madam Pretrial Services indicated, armed robbery, aggravated assault. Some of those charges mirror the charges before Your Honor, and he's on probation for a Control 1 substance and has drug charges on the warrant. For that reason, he is a high risk for bond. Your Honor, if you're looking for numbers for the aggravated assault, the state would recommend $75,000. For all the drug-related charges, $50,000, and the firearm charges $50,000. The interference with government property, $25,000, and obstruction, $25,000. If you're looking for a guideline, conditions are appropriate in this matter, such as ankle monitoring, 24-hour curfew, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no weapons, and any other conditions that the court deems appropriate. Thank you.
And Judge, one last thing, if I may. I mean, $225,000 is tantamount to no bond at all. The case hasn't been indicted in over 90 days. He's entitled to a reasonable bond, which would be a reasonable bond that he can make. Like I said earlier, and I'm just going by what the family had spoken to me about some of the previous cases that have been read off. I think that some of those have been dealt with. I'm not 100% sure on that, but either way.
That list of other cases my client has, I think some of them have been dealt with, but I'm not sure. Oh, the poor attorney. They're just put in such terrible positions.
Judge, I think $225,000 in an aggregate amount is extremely unreasonable. I would ask the court again for a $45,000, $50,000 bond on all charges. If what pretrial is saying is true and accurate, he's got other things to deal with, but a reasonable bond in this case, he should be entitled to.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. You said he's going to live in Atlanta or is he going to live in Jonesboro?
Atlanta, but I mean, if the court wants to banish him, then we can go to Jonesboro.
Fantastic. Stay out of Fulton County unless you're here to see your court or your lawyer. You can have an ankle monitor paid for by the county. You can leave 24-hour curfew. You can leave to see your court, lawyer, and seek medical attention. Stay away from no further contact with Harold Washington or Parisha, Perissha Smith. Stay away from no further contact with Sergeant Glass, Hess, hyphenated, unless it's in their official capacity.
I don't know the area at all, but I will say this. I don't mean to knock any of you off if you're from Jonesboro, but that seems to be a very, very popular spot for this group to hide out.
Stay away from all Wells Fargo's. All right, I got 30,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 15,000, 15,000, 50,000, and 50,000. 30, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 50, 50. Got that, Miss Hunter?
Yes.
All right, I remind you, sir, don't stop and get gas in Fulton County. Getting gas in Fulton County is violation of my bond condition. Thank you, Mr. Fortis, or do you have another one?
That's all I have, Judge.
Yeah, go get picked up in DeKalb County and let them deal with you.
All right, let's see. Ms. Rockwell waved on Kalen Bussey.
Mr. Walker waved too.
What's yours? Kalen Bussey, wave your hand. All right. State of
Judge, you check Mr. Walker before me because I've got somebody else after Travis.
Which one's yours, Mr. Walker?
Judge, I have a Ronell Houston.
Oh, that one isn't in custody, right?
No, he's not in custody.
That was really sweet. That one defense attorney, that was just professional courtesy. Oh, look who's here.
Hey, hey.
Look who's here. We should probably pop out so we can see us a little bit. Have you seen any of this?
No, it looks
This would be a treat for you.
It's a lot going on here.
She does more bond hearings than you do in St. Joseph County in a year. In like an hour. Oh yeah.
Wild.
You'll enjoy this. But I was just talking about this though. But their bond condition is to stay out of the county.
Oh, whoa.
Do you do that? Do you kick people out of St. Joseph County?
No. I mean, we don't. Wow, I'm really struggling here. I got out of my appointment and I was like, oh, Mike's on a link. I should just hop right on.
I'm happy to see you. Everyone's been asking about you.
Oh my gosh, I've been at the fair, people. It's a lot of work.
That's right. You're at the fair.
I know.
I saw piglets. I told everybody I saw piglets.
Oh my gosh, the piglets are just, until you like hold and snuggle a little warm pink baby piglet, you just haven't lived.
Yeah. All right. Check this out. You're going to love Judge Manning.
Oh, I take those after I finish these few. They're in custody. So if we don't get a
go ahead.
All right. Kalen Bussey.
David Moore?
Kalen Bussey. Let's see. 220 days with no indictment. There's a $601,000 good bond. On 22.
What does good bond mean? They keep saying it, and I don't do this. What is good bond?
I don't know what a good bond is.
Whatever. I mean, I could Google it in 10 seconds too, but okay.
What state are we looking at here?
Georgia.
Okay.
This is
Georgia.
Atlanta.
Georgia
area.
good bonds. Now I'm gonna figure it out.
CP 206-779, aggravated assault ×3, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of a controlled substance, 1 or 2 with intent to distribute, fleeing and attempting to elude, interference with government property, driving with suspended or revoked license, pre-trial.
There's so much excitement in her voice.
Judge, in regards to Kalen Bussey, excuse me, in regards to Bussey, 12 prior arrests total, open case 22 SC 183363, armed robbery, 2 counts, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, firearm during 2 counts, firearm by a convicted felon, aggravated assault with intent to rob, assigned to Judge Ingram. Also 22 CP 212409, possession of something by an inmate, convictions, a burglary in 2016, false statements in 2015, theft by receiving 2016 prior fugitive from justice arrest in 2020, and has a hold for probation violation. Nothing further.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Rockwell.
Judge, 25 years of age, born in Atlanta, went to Hapeville, Charter.
It's Rob from Law Lumber. How you doing, Rob?
Hey, look at that guy.
Hey.
Have you seen this judge before?
I had to be here for this judge. Like,
she's a hoot.
Judge is the female version of the judge I was in front of today.
Nice. I'm looking at these good bonds, and it's a good behavior bond. I don't
They keep making reference to good bonds. Yeah.
A good behavior bond is a temporary bond and acts like a restraining order, essentially like a stay away. I don't get it.
I don't get it
But
either.
I also think that this lady is just like the auctioneers at the animal auction last week.
Yes.
Fleeing everything.
I was messing with the chat for a long time. Just like, you get a bond, get the hell out of my county. I don't want to see you again. Can we talk about the dude's hair center one from the is that cool?
It's on my phone. It's so tiny. I'm gonna have to log in on my
Attorney
computer
Randy?
to see.
Yeah, he's an attorney too. I know.
Wait, I'm looking at SHE 35 booth.
I'm talking about the guy next to him. Yeah, they're opposite extremes.
You got the bowl cut that I have no idea. Like, that's what bowl did they put on his head to make that cut? And then you got Coolio sitting right there, and then right on the far left of that same row, you got someone who has just a patch taken out of the top of his head.
Yeah, there's some interesting dudes in the group,
and hopefully none of them ever see this stream or know anything about any of us.
Beat you down when they see you. They're gonna be like, Lawn Lumber is making fun of my hairdo, and they're coming after you. It's hard in there. There's not like a hairdresser. It's not like it's the new black. They don't have.
I was saying earlier, this is a screen full of reasons not to go to jail.
Right, it absolutely is.
Carter did get his GED. He is not married, but does have one 4-year-old son. He will be living with his mother. I think upon release, I'll ask the exact address that he wants to live, where he wants to live. Judge, we will request the court cut this bond substantially.
Is it in Fulton County where he's going to be living, Miss Rockwell?
Is that where you're going to be living, Mr. Bussin?
The correct answer is no.
I just know his mom and girlfriend are fighting over him.
He did
his mom and
his girlfriend. We'll see if his mama can keep him out of more trouble. He ain't living with his girlfriend. All right, what says the state?
Yikes.
Your Honor, that bond amount should not be disturbed. It's an appropriate amount considering the charge.
It's shit I had.
Mr. Little, you want to stay on mute? Go ahead, Ms. Ford.
God.
Yes, Your Honor. As indicated from Madam Pretrial Services, this defendant has open matters, which are serious violent felonies, armed robbery, as well as a fugitive from justice case from his criminal history and a probation violation hold. Based upon all these factors, the bond should not be disturbed. There's no change in circumstance, and it is appropriate for this matter. We are asking for a complete stay away. That is, if it's still in order for the troopers who were involved in the aggravated assault, ankle monitoring, 24-hour curfew, as well as any other conditions that the court deem appropriate, such as no drugs without a valid prescription and no weapons.
And Ms. Sutter, I guess some of those referred to the former bond order. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. 24-hour curfew. You can only leave for court, work, and to see your court, medical attention to see your lawyer. You don't even get to go get a job. No jobs. All right. But before I had to stay out of Fulton County, when he was going to be living somewhere else, Miss Rockwell, does his mama live in Fulton County? I don't think he needs to live in Fulton County. Something was told me.
This going to have to move then, Judge.
Yeah, because the last thing, he's going to stay out of Fulton County unless he's here to see his lawyer or to go to court. Because I was told last time he was going to live outside of Fulton County. Let's see. No driving without a valid license, registration, or insurance. No further contact with Corporal Brown, Trooper Youngblood, Sergeant Perpley, unless in their official capacity. That ankle monitor you got, sir, is going to be paid for by the county. You cannot live in Fulton County. Count 1, 100,000. Count 2, 100,000. Count 3, 100,000. 4, 10,000. 5, 10,000. 6, 10,000. 7, 20,000. 8, 40,000. 9, 40,000. And position 10. Count 10, 1,000. 100, 100, 100, 10, 10, 10, 20, 40, 40, 1,000. Got that, Miss Hunter?
Yep.
I just missed the one on possession of marijuana.
Oh, you got to be shitting me.
I missed one. 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20.
Is that 6?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
All I changed was count 1, count 2, count 3. Huh?
7. It's 7.
She's dealing with. Look how many squares there are. This is not all of them. Okay. Every one of these knuckleheads has 13 counts.
Yeah.
That's a prosecutorial issue there, man.
You just can't drag ass through this call. It'll take 17 hours.
True.
Okay. All I changed was count 1, 2, 3, 8, and 50. 100, 100, 100, 10, 10, 10, 20, 40, 40, and 1,000.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you. So you can leave the booth. Let's see. Is anybody with people up in Cobb planning on waiving? All right, let's see. Travius Kelly, where you at, Travius? Mr. Kelly?
Booths they have set up.
Wave your hand, Mr. Kelly. Oh, there you go at the bottom. All right. State of Georgia versus Travius Kelly. No indictment, 92 days on aggravated stalking, 22 CP 210213. As of June the 28th, no bond, pre-trial.
Judge, in regards to Mr. Kelly, 29 prior arrests.
Let's do it.
I like her.
VM and 2090. 1990, 2090. Prior controlled substance, prior terrorist offense in 2017, and possession of marijuana with the intent in 2013.
Go ahead, Ms. Rockwell.
Judge is 50 years of age, born in Atlanta, lifelong Atlanta resident. Went to Grady High School. He is not married. He's, in fact, divorced, but he has 10 children, 10, between the ages of 33 and 13. He also has 8 grandchildren. He will be living in Lithonia, Georgia. Do you need that address? I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, and you can also follow it with the clerk of court. Lithonia, sounds good.
Hi, Dale. I see you there.
And that's about it, Judge. We would ask for a reasonable bond with any condition that makes the court comfortable. And I'll put this in I'll put the address in the chat right now.
All right, and make sure you follow it with the clerk. What says the state?
I thought she was gonna, chime in with he really misses his kids argument, and I'm like, please don't do this because no one's buying.
No,
I mean, he does have a 13-year-old.
Yeah,
like LaShawn Reeves down there is just doing her nails and not giving a flying.
Yeah.
Girls gotta look good.
I saw those, Debbie. They look.
Thanks.
I thought you were like doing farm stuff. How do those nails stay intact?
Pretty fancy.
Kendra had to fix them on Saturday afternoon because I broke so many this week. It was bad. If you saw my hands earlier in the week, you would.
That's a good friend.
How many did you break? Did you break 2? Did you break 2? Did you break 2? Did you break 2? Did you break 3? Did you break 3? 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 nails. 10 nails going once. 10 nails going twice. She broke all 10.
Sold.
All right.
Sorry.
Your Honor, it's a state position that bond should be set at no less than $100,000 and a full stay away, no contact order for the named complainant, Tanisha Hubbard, and any other conditions such as ankle monitoring, 24-hour curfew, and any other conditions that the court deem appropriate. Thank you.
Have you spoken with the victim?
One moment, Your Honor.
You knew that was coming, Ms. Porter.
Yes, and I have notes. I'm just double checking.
It'd help if your victim advocate would chime in and help you out, huh?
I reached out to the advocate. I don't have any notes before me, Your Honor.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no further contact with Tanisha Hubbard, Hubbard. Stay away from and have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. You can only leave for court, lawyer, or to seek medical attention. You're also going to, since you're living in Hawthorne, you're going to stay out of Fulton County. You can only come back to Fulton County court to see a lawyer. Don't even get gas in Fulton County, sir. That'd be a violation of your bond condition.
Judge, can he please work as long as it's not in Fulton County, please?
All right, we'll let him work, Miss Rockwell. We'll let him work so you can get paid, Miss Rockwell. But he has to supply the name of his employer,
Wait, this is the guy.
his schedule, and exactly where he will be working. So the location he will be working on, but it ain't in Fulton County. $30,000 good bond. Best of luck to you, sir. You can lay the booth. Is that it for you, Miss Rockwell?
Yes, where do you want me to file? You said please file.
Well, I think I'm a change of address thing. You have to file in the clerk's office.
Okay, just the change of address. I don't need to file it anywhere else. Okay, got it.
It's in there. All right, let's see who else saw. I think attorney for David Moore said they would waive.
Yes, Your Honor. Randy Williams for David.
All right, David Moore, wave your hand. Boom. Thank you, Mr. Moore. 22CP209281, State of Georgia versus David Moore, 127 days, no indictment. Right now, he's got a $40,000 good bond as of 7/11/2022, but there is no bond on the ag assault. Ag assault, battery, and simple battery. Pre-trial.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Moore is 29 years old. He is a...
Rob, have you ever heard of good bond? I mean, none of us do criminal defense really, but...
No, I don't do criminal defense. The good bond thing. So basically, is it just a recognizance bond with cash bail or something? What is it?
She's saying it was a bond for good behavior or something. It's like a credit you get for being in jail.
I think it's like that you can have the bond if you behave well, meaning like don't get in trouble.
Be on your best behavior. Don't get arrested. Don't do stupid stuff.
Right. Like I think
comply with the terms that I'm giving you. You're good.
Yeah. I would say no further criminal activity, no drugs or alcohol, that sort of thing. And then that's considered good behavior that you can bond out. Yeah. But you still got to pay cash.
Yeah, well, Judge Manning bans porn, apparently.
And adult entertainment locations.
She does. It's awesome.
But I'm like, certain charges, it's just going to create problems for people.
The problem is like, I'm now thinking how I'm going to avoid the next time I'm in front of a judge for pretrial when the judge goes, I'm going to call this case, and he calls the docket number, and I'm just not going to yell pretrial in the middle of court.
It's beautiful.
Music. He holds a bachelor's degree in sound design and a minor in music business. He's been a resident of Fulton County since 2016. Upon release, he will reside at 302 Gary Road, Northwest in Atlanta. His mom and his grandmother are also really active in his life. His grandmother is a longtime detective, a member of law enforcement in Florida. Your Honor, we would ask that the court consider a $5,000 bond on the one charge that does not have a bond to it. Your Honor, in this case, the alleged victim has on numerous occasions
just praying down in the bottom.
Tried to speak with the DA's office and everyone else that these charges were not charges that were even initiated by the alleged victim. There is, to my knowledge, Your Honor, no witness of any type of alleged assault against the alleged victim. The alleged victim has asked to speak with the court on several occasions. I'm not sure if in previous hearings she has or not, but Your Honor, we would ask that under these circumstances that the reasonable bond for Mr. Moore be $5,000 on the charge that has no bond, and consideration of reduction on the charges where a bond currently exists.
Is he going to live in Fulton County?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What says the state? Talk to the victim.
Yes, Judge, we have spoken with the victim. It is true that she has recanted her report that was made in this incident from May of this year. I would note that the defendant was arrested for similar offenses just a month earlier out of Cherokee for aggravated assault, robbery, and theft taking. He does not, based on my review of the GCIC, have any felony convictions. We'd ask, Your Honor, that you set a reasonable bond and would suggest $20,000 on the aggravated assault with the same conditions that have already been imposed.
I don't think, before I didn't put any children, so I don't think there are any children. Let's see. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. You're going to have a 24-hour, you're going to have an ankle monitor with a, paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew except for court. Medical, does he have a job? Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor. He has 2 jobs. He's a tattoo artist at Austin, and he also works as a recording engineer as well.
He can, he can't.
Yeah, he's going to stay out of trouble as a recording engineer and tattoo artist. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out all night. So he's going to have to give the name of his employer, where he's working, and a schedule to you, and you're going to have to turn it over to the state. Stay away from Atlanta, Georgia.
The alleged victim does not live in this apartment complex. That's this incident where he was arrested took place at his personal residence.
Do you know anything about there? It says the state. I mean, because last time I put stay away from that address.
Yeah.
Yes, Judge.
Got himself in trouble.
It occurred, that 1459 is the address where this did occur. We just asked that there be no contact with the victim and that he stay away from any residence or employment of the victim.
All right. So no further contact with Crystal Christian. And yes.
Would the court please consider a no violent contact?
Well, she's not. Where is she? She on here?
I know she
No, Judge, I don't believe so. We've spoken with her.
Requested to be on here several times.
Are you okay with no further violent contact, state? Because you know it's.
Judge, I'm not going to consent based on the allegations here.
I'm gonna say no further. I'm gonna say no further contact, Mr. Williams. I'm sorry. There's a history of this with this same victim. She may not be scared for her life, but I am. I'm very much in fear for her safety. All right. I'll do 20 on count 1. Count 2, 10, and count 3, 10. 20, 10, and 10. Ankle monitor paid for by the county, sir. Best of luck to you, sir. You can leave the booth.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business. May I be excused?
All right, and now we got a court reporter on here, so we got to start with Cobb. All right, let's see. Let's run. His Mr. Ruiz, Carlos Ruiz. Wave your hand.
I'm here. Oh,
no,
sorry.
I know you, Carlos. Carlos Ruiz. Ask him if he needs an interpreter, Carlos, and tell him to give a thumbs up if he does, please.
Señor Ruiz, ¿usted necesita un intérprete que lo asista en esta audiencia o usted habla bien inglés? No lo oímos, no lo oímos.
All needs a thumbs up if he needs an interpreter.
Yes. Si necesita el intérprete, ponga el dedo pulgar, el dedo pulgar.
Not a finger.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let me take the interpreter case first. I think we got our court reporter here. State of Georgia versus Carlos Ruiz. See, Mr. Howard here.
The interpreter.
Is somebody here for Mr. Ruiz?
El juez pregunta si está un abogado para representarlo.
Because I know he's on the calendar later during the week for more charges. Anybody here for Mr. Ruiz?
Señor Ruiz, la juez quiere que le indique que le han levantado otros cargos y va a volver a comparecer al final de la semana.
Thanks, Carlos. I'm sorry. Ms. Robinson, isn't this on like Thursday for some more cases with him?
It may be, Your Honor. I'm not sure on that one. Brian Howard was on the call. I'm not sure if he.
Oh, is it Mr. Howard? Brian Howard.
Oh, I
Let
wanted
me
to
see
see
if
the
I can
interpreter
send
try to
an
keep
email
up with
to
her.
him in the chat.
All right, stand by, Carlos. Let's take care of Cobb real quick. Let's see. Taquan Williams Francois.
Good afternoon, Judge Manning Ross Brockway for Mr. Williams Francois. It's great to see you again.
You too. 232 days, no indictment. 22 CP 206468. Entering automobile with intent to commit. Let's see. Entering an auto or motor vehicle with intent to commit a theft or a felony. Criminal attempt to commit entering auto. Criminal attempt to commit entering auto. Entering automobile with a attempt to commit a theft or felony. As of 4/11/2022, he's got a $1,000 good bond that somebody said. Not me. Pre-trial.
Judge, extensive criminal history, open misdemeanor 20.
I think this guy likes to steal cars.
2 CR 000643F, criminal trespass, loitering, and prowling. On probation for entering auto, 2 counts, 18 SC 162790, 1 year confinement, 4 years probation, sentence in 2018. And Gwinnett, financial transaction card fraud, Sentence in 2021, 3-year sentence. Also, 2017 conviction for 7 counts of entering auto, financial transaction card theft, theft by taking felony. And then another 2017 financial transaction card theft and financial transaction card fraud, 2 counts, and entering auto. Nothing further.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Brockway. I think maybe that was an eval done.
I'm not sure about an eval, Your Honor, but we do have a consent order for a UJR bond. Currently, the bond set for $1,000 hasn't been released directly to PAD. We want to continue that. PAD has a treatment program ready for Mr. Williams Francois and a bed and space for him. He just hasn't been able to afford that $1,000 bond, unfortunately, to take advantage of the treatment and program. So Deputy DA Tom White agreed to a consent order. I've sent it to both you and Ms. Robinson for your consideration, Your Honor. But it would have him being released directly to PAD tomorrow.
Hey, Mike, give me a quick pause.
All right.
Michael Bushka, thank you for gifting Law Talk with Mike 10 memberships. I know he can't see it because he's looking at StreamYard.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Rob. I've been telling him that, yeah, you can't see it on StreamYard. And it's frustrating because if I go back and look, I'll look at the replay, I can see it. And I'm like, thank you, but they're not there. You see? You're the best, brother.
Just trying to help.
Let's see if I can find it on there. So I'm going to leave it at 1,000. Are you going to draft this up or?
Yeah, a consent order was already drafted.
Okay, I'm sorry. You did say that. You did say that. Did you put the same conditions that I put in mine?
The conditions are to enter and complete PAD, as well as I'm pulling it up, Your Honor. As well as to notify the court of any address changes, to comply with and complete the PAD program, to not possess any firearms or weapons.
So here you go. Make sure it has all this. How about that? No further contact. So you can pull up the old bond order. Mr. Brockway, do you have it?
I have the bond order that
4/11/2022. Do you have the one from 4/11/2022?
I don't have a copy of that, no, Your Honor.
All right. If you can get that, it just needs to mirror this, okay? No further contact with Mason Vincent Palencia, Placanica. No further contact with William McMorris Lester or Matthew Bartlett and Joseph Deloach. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. Stay away from 801 Techwood Drive. You have to abide by all the terms and conditions of the PAD program and complete the PAD program. Must remain at PAD unless they relocate him to inpatient treatment, which he can still comply with that with that program's regulations. And you're going to have to put in that who the contact person is at PAD. So if you can just get a copy of that, make it mirror this, and it can be the UJR to the PAD, but I require those same conditions if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine. I'll update that, and I don't know if I'll be able to have DA White sign it at this hour. If you're okay.
I'm sure he's not going to object to it with me adding all my conditions.
No, I don't think so, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. If you just email it to me, that'd be great.
Thank you, Your Honor. And would it could we just to Ms. Robinson or whoever would handle it, can we make sure that it gets to the Fulton County Jail tonight so that
well, now once I send it to you, you send it to the jail. My case managers, they don't do that stuff. They're too busy keeping up with me. But you send it to that email at the jail so they'll or whoever you do to get it filed.
Got it, Your Honor. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I would have to
By the
follow
way,
this.
this is totally the
Okay,
judge.
or you can email it to Miss Hunter.
Yeah.
All right, I'll email it to Miss Hunter. Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Hunter, me, and all that, and I'll be glad to. All right, Mr. Francois, you can leave the booth. 22 CP 210122. 96 days with no bond on aggravated battery, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and hit and run. Free trial.
Judge, only prior arrests in Georgia. 6 in Wisconsin, only 2 as an adult. and an arrest in Louisiana for violation of a TPO. Last arrest was in 2000 for violation of a TPO.
What about this in 2020 for violating a DV order in Milwaukee?
I just changed it to violation of TPO.
Okay, in 2020, right?
Yes.
All
That's
right.
her last arrest.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Dabney.
Yes, Your Honor, and good evening again. My client's name is Nikita Martina. I know on the calendar it says Martin, but it's Martina. She is 37 years old, Your Honor. She was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but she has been living here in Atlanta since 2012, Your Honor. She is gainfully employed with Mercedes-Benz Stadium and has been since 2017. She does still have that job, so she is looking forward to going back to work upon her release. She does have 6 children, Your Honor, so she is very excited to get back to them. She currently is seeing a therapist every Tuesday and every 4 weeks with a psychiatrist. She has been diagnosed with mental health, anxiety, and depression as well, Your Honor. She is denying all allegations that are alleged in the warrant, Your Honor. We would be asking for a very reasonable bond, giving her very limited arrest history. We are looking for a bond in the amount of no more than $21,000. That's $7,500 on count 1, $7,500 on count 2, $5,000 on count 3, and $1,000 on count 4, Your Honor. She has no problem with a no contact order with the victim. She actually does not want to have contact. They have had issues in the past in which she has actually filed a TPO against that victim in 2015, Your Honor. So again, we're asking for a very reasonable bond, no more than $21,000, Your Honor.
What says the state?
Yeah, excuse me, Your Honor, can I speak?
Not yet. What says the state?
Yes, Your Honor. That is the victim. Ms. Reeves is a victim. She was, as listed in the allegation, she was shot in her arm and her wrist, her left and right arm. Your Honor, we would ask for no less than $75,000 on count 1, no less than $75,000 on count 2, $15,000 on count 3, and $75,000 on count 4. Your Honor, this defendant does have a limited criminal history, but does have violations of TPOs in Wisconsin and here in Georgia. So there is some concerns that she will not follow the court's orders and any other conditions as a court deem appropriate.
Mr. Dabney, do you know where she's going to be living?
Yes, Your Honor. She is going to be staying in Fulton County.
Okay.
I can publish her address to the chat.
All right, and make sure you file an address with the clerk's office for her. All right, Miss Reeves, go ahead.
How come she gets to live there?
First off, she never had a restraining order against me. I don't even know her like that. Second
All
off,
I'm really concerned with, ma'am, is your fear.
What?
I just took her
Telling
name.
her, stop talking.
Oh, her? Yeah. This is the victim.
Oh, it's the victim?
I know. I didn't think so either, but it's the victim.
Weird.
But of course she doesn't know. I mean, she's the victim, but she doesn't know what to say.
For your safety and your opinion on bond.
yeah, second off, when the first time she had to go to bond hearing, they told her not to contact me, don't have nobody contact me. It was supposed to be no contact. Her mom has been trying to get in contact with me.
Maybe she's
Me
not so
and my
sorry.
the advocate. I fear for my life because before she even got locked up.
I hate to say, but I thought the same thing. But the way I puzzled it together initially is that, well, she's the only one not in custody.
Oh.
Yeah.
After she committed the crime, she was texting me, she was harassing me. Once again, she's in jail and she still has people trying to reach out and get in contact with me.
Maybe they want you
All
to
right.
do it now.
So I hope the state's explained it to you, ma'am, that she statutorily has a right to a bond since she's been in 96 days without an indictment. It's my understanding you're in fear for your safety, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. No further contact with LaShawn, L-A-S-H-A-W-N, Reeves, R-E-E-V-E-S. You can have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. You can only leave your house for court, lawyer, or to seek medical attention. Ma'am, that means no one contacts Miss Reeves.
Please.
Your father, any family member, no one can contact her on your behalf. Contact is contact. Do not contact her right from this day forward. Nobody can contact. If anybody contacts her, that's going to be a violation of your bond, ma'am. I got 50 on ag assault, 50 on ag battery, 50 on ag assault, 25 on possession of firearm during the commission of a felony, and 25 on hit and run. 50, 50, 25, 25. Best of luck to you, ma'am. Thank you, South Annex. Thank you,
And
Mr.
Your Honor,
Jack.
could
Yes.
it be a condition that she can work?
Let's see. She can. Okay, we'll put employment. She can work as long as she puts the name. She gives the state and you give the state the name of her employer, a schedule, and exactly where she'll be working. She's going to have to probably let the ankle monitoring company know too, so they won't like call her in for violating.
And yes, Your Honor. And I understand that you already made your ruling, but just want to let you know from my client's point of view, she has not made any contact attempts with the victim, Your Honor. Just wanted to
All
put
right.
that on the
Maybe
record.
she needs to reach out to her family though and tell them, because they're going to get her in a bunch of trouble.
She and her mom don't have any contact. She actually is in a custody dispute with her mom right now, with her two of her children that are in Milwaukee.
That's probably why.
All righty. If she doesn't make it, you can put it on there. We'll be glad to review it in 90 days.
May I address the court?
No, ma'am. I'm pretty sure Mr. Dabney's going to say no.
No, I don't want you to say anything that's going to hurt your case, Ms. Martina. I'll be in contact with you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, South Annex. Have a good evening.
Bye, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dabney. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you as well.
All right.
Excuse, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Kenneth Perry.
Judge, I did reach out. I have someone in the waiting room saying iPhone. I don't know if this is him, and I sent him an email, so I can let you know in the next 2 minutes after you take this hearing if no one doesn't join.
Thank
All right, I appreciate it. All right, Kenneth Perry. I think this is you, Miss Jones. 22 CP 209-754, 109 days without indictment, trafficking in methamphetamines, possession of heroin, no insurance, possession of drug-related objects. There is a $60,000 split bond right now, and I'm pretty sure that pretrial is going to tell me that this should not have went, the counts 3 and 4 should not have went through pretrial.
Wow. Shouldn't say right. Messed it all up.
Correct, Judge, to the fact the defendant has an open case in DeKalb. He has 2 prior arrests, this one and the one in DeKalb. Trafficking in meth, ecstasy with the intent, D0282383. Nothing further.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Jones.
My God, Debbie, does anyone ever just have one charge? Did they ever just get caught and then go, you know, this sucks, I'm going to stop getting caught, and then just deal with it and stop?
What's
No, actually, like, there's a lot of people that just have like a charge, like possession of methamphetamine by itself. So
Right.
I don't know. It's definitely a prosecutorial decision of what to charge, and apparently Fulton County likes to stack it up.
Well, yeah, these people don't show up with one. That's all I'm saying.
It's like, it reminds me of the scene from Liar Liar where Jim Carrey yells into the phone, "Stop breaking the law."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Your Honor, I do understand he has a split bond of $60,000 on each. We do that. Obviously, he cannot afford that split bond, but the other one's being pretrial. He has been in over the 90 days for the without an indictment. We do ask that the judge reconsider and lower the split bond amount, Your Honor, and leave the pretrial. I do understand pretrial doesn't like the idea, but we do ask the pretrial remain on there. And if you're going to take it off, just do $1,000 in the last
pretrial.
It says the state.
Your Honor, $60,000 bond is appropriate in this case, considering that he has charges that mirrors the ones before Your Honor in DeKalb County. There's no change in circumstances. If Your Honor is inclined to reduce bond, adding conditions are appropriate, such as no driving without insurance, no drugs, and 24-hour curfew and ankle monitoring are all appropriate, and any other considerations by the court.
No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. You're going to have ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. You can only leave for court, see your lawyer, or seek medical attention. So where is he going to be living?
The 24-hour curfew gets me. She said it 20 times before I really heard it the first time because she talks so fast. But it's pretty funny.
Well, I also, like, why is the county paying for this tether? Why aren't they paying for the tether? Like, it's a free people problem. Part of it is you got to pay for the tether since you are alleged to have broken the law.
Because these people have any money or that they can trace anyway.
Go Gonna live in Fulton County, sir?
It's my guess.
Thumbs up. Okay, all right. No further contact with your co-defendant, Jarvius Taylor. No driving without valid license and valid insurance, and no further contact with the other co-defendant, Carla Robinson. That ain't come on that you guys going to be paid for by the county. So we'll do 40,000, 10,000, 40,000, 6,000, 500, and 500 cents, because it really shouldn't have went through pretrial. 40,000, 6,000, 500, and 500. Got that, Ms. Hunter?
Yes.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. You can leave the booth. Ronald Young. Ronald Young. All right, sir. State of Georgia versus Naquan Ronald Young. 22CP207762. Got a $5,000 good bond on DGCSA Controlled Substance Schedule 1 or 2 on 3/26. Pre-trial.
In regards to Mr. Young does not qualify. 2 arrests, multi-state offender, 2 arrests in Georgia, 1 in North Carolina. Has an open case there for larceny 9/9/21. 16 arrests in Pennsylvania, 7 in New York, 1 in New Jersey. Has a hold out of Decatur for theft by shoplifting. Nothing further.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Jones.
I believe it is me actually that will be handling this.
Oh, it's okay because it's got Hemingway.
It does, but we split up today, so Ms. Rondon is going to be handling a couple.
Okay, all right, go ahead, Ms. Rondon.
All right. We are asking for a reduction in Mr. Young's $5,000 bond because Mr. Young cannot afford this amount. Mr. Young is 43 years old. When he makes bond, he will reside at Decatur with his uncle, Irvin Cooper. He has 1 child, a 16-year-old son. He has employment lined up at Waffle House for when he is released. Mr. Young is currently in the process of being referred to accountability court for this. His referral was made 2 weeks ago, and he was evaluated this past Wednesday. Mr. Young is eager to participate in accountability court and move on with his life. In order to do this, we are asking Your Honor to reduce his bond to an amount he can afford. Thank you.
All right. What says the state?
Your Honor, $5,000 bond is a good bond. And considering the defendant's open case indicator, criminal history, and a hold indicator, there's no change in circumstance. If you are inclined to reduce bond, adding ankle monitoring 24-hour curfew, with the exception that he can participate in the program, as Ms. Rondon indicated. Other than that, Your Honor, $5,000 bond should not be disturbed. Thank you.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. Stay away from 215 Forsyth Street. Stay out of Fulton County, sir. Looks like you live in DeKalb County. Stay out of Fulton County. You can only come here for court or to see your lawyer. You're going to have an ankle monitor paid for by the county. Your curfew is going to be from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Not 24 hours?
Lawyer, medical. That should be enough, right, counsel? And participate in the program that they get you into. All right? $3,000 good bond. Best of luck to you, sir. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons. That ankle monitor is going to be paid for by the county. Stay out of Fulton County, sir. Don't even get gas in Fulton County. Best of luck to you. Oh, and you come back for accountability court if you get in court. If you get in accountability court. All right.
I apologize. Did you say 3,000?
Yep.
Great. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Man, it's pretty intense.
That is Judge Alex Manning. I think it's fully Alexandra, but she says Alex on her caption, so I go with that.
I like her. She's very efficient.
She's a hoot.
She's a mood. She's a whole mood.
And I said earlier before either one of you were on, I started this. Somebody sent me a clip, and she was doing a TPO order in a family law case, which you guys both do. This entire call was a walk in the park. It was nothing compared to that to that hearing. That hearing was 1,000 times worse than all these people combined.
There's been some pretty rough hearings all around lately.
Yeah.
Do you know what would make it better, Mike? Somebody asked if I would share a picture.
How about a law talk with Mike? How about a law talk with Mike Robot?
How about? Is he going to let me share? Did it let me share?
I don't know.
Do you know how to share a picture?
Oh, it says it's sharing. Why is it not sharing? Stop sharing.
Mm.
Get my screen. Share screen. Got 2 monitors. Share screen. Okay. Oh, I got to click on it. You got to click on it.
I got to click on what?
Click on down below.
So, Mike,
They
I
should
just
have-
discovered something about the robot.
Oh.
while you click
Hey,
that one.
look at the baby.
Oh, look at that. Look at those.
They're
Piggy,
like
piggy, piggy,
fresh
piggy.
out
I'm
the
really
womb right
impressed.
there. They're
That is
so
sweet.
freaking
Oh.
cute.
Those are tiny.
They are
Future
tiny.
bacon.
Look at them. They're so cute. We should probably get a little baby pig. Aren't they adorable?
I don't know if I need a little baby pig.
You need a baby pig, but they get much bigger. Like the mom is like as long as I am and much wider. So like perspective wise, those pigs are like the size of my hand. Like, just lay in your hand. And the one was shivering one day, so I was snuggling it. I probably have a picture of that somewhere. I don't know.
Well, the chat is efficiently calling me out for saying that they were future bacon.
Bacon bits.
Well, they're bacon
I
bits.
called it shaken bacon because it was shivering so much. I'm like, oh, it's shaken bacon. Look at it. It's so cute. Yeah, mini pigs are a total lie. They don't exist. I mean, there are potbelly pigs, but
So you spent a week at the fair?
I did. It was marvelous.
Oh, good Lord.
What?
A whole week at the fair?
Yeah.
Is it the county fair? So you were in your county?
Yes. Not Fulton County. St. Joseph County. I stayed out of Fulton County.
All right, Rob, I hear you were trying a case today.
I was
Is that
supposed
wrong? That's secondhand from the chat. I don't know if this is accurate, but that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I had trial today. It was fun.
I was supposed to, no, I wasn't trying a case. It was supposed to be a prelim, but then it went sideways. The one ended up being a plea, and then the other had to get reset because there were so many prelims that we ran out of time. So, bummer.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming by. I'm glad you could see that. Actually, Ben. Well, who was it? No, John was on with me. Ben Bateman was saying it because I was surprised she kept kicking everybody out of Fulton County.
Well, if they
And
live
Ben-
in DeKalb
Ben
County
Bateman
or whatever.
If they don't
that's
live in the
fine.
county, they got no reason to be in the county.
Well, out there, he said it's a standard provision for them to kick people out of the entertainment corridor, which I imagine is the strip.
Oh. Entertainment corridor, I would say that's any of the casinos or any of that. Which, I mean, they shouldn't be in those anyway if there's like alcohol being served and maybe
no
drugs or extracurricular
Before we
activities.
go, I have to make the Mike Bot. I have to make Mike Bot's shirt match his.
Oh
his
my!
shirt.
This is a fresh look at this. It's my La Tech with Mike 100% fraudery.
Nice. That's very nice. I had some really cute swag sent to me from a girl down in Ohio, and I'm gonna have to get her information. I need to wear one of them because there's some goats on them. It's pretty
I did see that you finally signed the T-shirt.
Oh my gosh, I know. So Pursuit of Happiness, wherever you are.
How long did you have the T-shirt?
I'm not even gonna admit it. I don't even know, honestly. A long time.
All right, I've got one more clip. You guys don't have to stay for this because these are updates, and you guys probably don't know the first one. This is a judge out in Kansas. You're more than welcome to.
Well, I think I need to go feed my children.
Well, go feed your children.
I know. I haven't even been home yet. Like
that was the important thing. You
get,
you got to meet Judge Alex Manning. I mean, oh, by the way, she was tame in that. The other videos.
I need her in my life. Like I need that. I need a lot of that.
She's just cool.
I don't know, Rob. You're already getting like,
Nope, I'm not gonna say it. I'm on trial hangover right now. Like I've got that weird spike of adrenaline before I forget what my name is.
Yeah.
Good. I've got some ugly ones coming up.
Well, and if in case anybody doesn't know, if they're on my channel, they already do. But Debbie Davis said and Law and Lumber, go and subscribe. You goofy people.
Now that fair is over, I should probably put some content up. I did take some fun videos at fair, so I feel like I should edit a few things together. And I wanted to live stream from there, but shocker, the cell service and Wi-Fi was like a train wreck.
Wait. So now that the fair is done, you're going to put up content. Yeah. Debbie, I follow you on your social. Like I see you put up like 19 million little videos.
That's Snapchat. That's different. I could just like
that's not thinking.
I could use them as shorts or whatever. Some of those are not like super suitable, right? I swear in them.
Some of them are not for public consumption.
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep it pretty PG, but sometimes words slip out.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You've done two poop streams now.
Oh, I know.
That's true.
How
You're the
much
only
work
one
could it get,
on
honestly?
this channel right now. You're the only one on this channel right now who's done poop streams.
Right.
Well, I
Well,
mean, you guys were
in
in on
fairness,
it.
we both did join you for the first one.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it was
So
pretty
take
good.
that, Rob. Take that. Smoke it. All right.
But
Doug
that was
gave
a
us
lot
something
like
after that.
Rob got this. I didn't know this. I got asked on to legal mindset, and I didn't know what the topic was. And I roll over there and it says Pimpcast. So then I'm like, I can't do this. I got to keep my channel. I can't be on this thing. I loved it, but it was fun. And so then the next week I'm like, who's the sucker they replaced me with? Oh, looks like it's Rob.
It was honestly, it's like Mike and I at a bar, but we can't talk like we're at a bar. So it's like,
right.
I want to engage in all of the debauchery, but that's not the place for it. So yeah.
Crazy. Just crazy. I
All right,
expect
thank
that
you,
the
Debbie.
next year you guys are both coming to the St. Joseph County Fair because you got to experience the baby piglets. Like,
Is there beer? If there's beer on there.
There's beer. Yes, we have beer tent. 2 beer tents.
Oh, I
We
can do that.
actually did a satellite one. Beer,
Sounds good.
wine, seltzers, all the good
All
stuff.
sounds good.
I even got a few leftovers, man. Perks. It's perks. So, all right. Well, it's been really fun. Thanks for letting me join you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.
All right, cool.
Bye, Debbie.
Bye. All right. Are you in on Kansas or not? You don't have to.
I'm in on
you
Kansas.
What? You done with Kansas or no?
I said I'm in on Kansas. I'm in
All right,
on
let's
Kansas.
do this. This is Judge Webster. It's not nearly so. Here's different though. These are updates. What you will feed. Well, let's just do it.
I
Let's
see Karis Green, but I'm not seeing her.
Okay, so this knucklehead down bottom right, I did a video before, and he's just he fired his attorney and everything else. He had some woman calling and lying to him, and then he pops up in court again. But before that, there's a woman who got arrested, and she's going to come in about 10 seconds. She got arrested in Colorado on a warrant live during Zoom. I have a video. It's fantastic. And this is her follow-up.
Has she been added to the docket, missing? Why is
No,
Karis Green here?
I don't know. She just showed up.
All right, Karis Green, you want to start your video?
What is happening?
Isn't that the girl from Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Karis Green?
Hi.
All right, why are you here today, Miss Green?
Hey.
Hey there. How can I help? I am here because I think we start. Oh my gosh, sorry, my talk to text is on.
This is actually
I
kind of
think
funny.
we started off on the wrong foot, and I wanted to apologize to you for lying in your courtroom. And then also, I was told in last court to call on Friday about quashing the warrant, but I didn't get out until like late Friday. And so I called, I think it was the district attorney on Monday, and they told me to just call into court to figure out what we could possibly maybe do for the warrant. And
So the county attorney told you to call me today during my docket?
yeah, I do believe so.
Ms. Gillette, did you do that?
It's probably one of the staff members. We usually always tell everyone to turn.
That blew me away. I thought she was saying it to the prosecutor, like that's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. And then the prosecutor says, "Well, not me, but probably our staff did." What you told a defendant to call the judge during her court call and Zoom to turn yourself in? That's odd. I mean, it kind of works, but okay.
Themselves in on Tuesdays.
Well, I don't like to have people turn themselves into the court. I like to have, if they have a warrant, I like them to turn themselves into law enforcement. I think that that's what the statute contemplates. So if you would ask them, please, to turn themselves into the court. But the last time I had contact with Karis Green, there was a marshal standing beside her in the state of Colorado, taking her into custody. And I don't have her on the docket. Do you have it? Did you bond out of jail in Colorado, Miss Green?
I did, yes.
And when did the bond tell you to come back?
on the 29th, I believe, yeah, 29th of this month.
On a Friday? Missy, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, she was set for preliminary hearing control.
Okay. And that's what she'd failed to appear for in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And her attorney is, remind me?
Let me look it up.
Oh, that's what she was supposed to call Friday and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't to quash your warrant. You were told to call Friday to find out who your attorney was.
Oh.
Again, I did the video and she's right. That's exactly what she told her on Zoom. And if she had called, I get it. She was in jail and she's, got a drug problem. But if she had called the attorney, she appointed her counsel. She doesn't know who the attorney is. She said, call over there, find out who it is, and talk to them. If she would have made that phone call, all the rest of this would have been much clearer. The attorney would have coordinated turning herself in or fixing or quashing the warrant for her. But no.
I know. I'm just struggling because it's like I feel bad for the bumbling and the confusion and there's people that are like a-holes. I don't know enough about her, but
well, she told the judge she was in Alaska when she was in Colorado, and then she's in the middle of a Zoom conference with the judge, and then a marshal's like, "Hey, I'm here to execute this warrant." I thought she was lying even about being in Colorado because this judge is in Kansas. No, she just has trouble in both places.
Can I share a secret with you that I hope never gets out to more than just the 1,000 people that are watching?
What?
You ever see the movie Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah.
Wazowski.
I like that movie.
I know. The judge is just giving me vibes right now. I would not lie to that judge that she scares me.
She's awesome. She's actually a sweetheart, but yeah, she's got a rough side.
No, she actually has. She's had an attorney all along, hasn't she?
No, she hasn't. She applied for an attorney.
Okay.
Her last court date.
Okay. So who do we have for her? If you don't have anybody, I see Blake Cooper. I'm serious.
Christopher Ambrose.
No, you lucked out. Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Cooper. Almost had some business for you. All right. Chris Ambrose is your attorney, Miss Green. You better write that down because I expect you to contact him before your next hearing.
Yeah, 1 second. Here we go.
Did you see Jessica Morgan join the Zoom and just freak out?
Yeah. Who is it again, ma'am?
Chris, C-H-R-I-S. Chris. And then his last name. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
It's Ambrose, spelled A-M-B-R-O-S-E.
Okay.
And I don't have his number memorized, so I'm going to have my assistant, Missy, give that to you.
Okay.
His number is 620-263-0391.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that.
Now you call him as soon as you leave this hearing, and you keep calling his office until you get a hold of him. Because I expect the two of you to have discussed your case before you come back to court. And Missy does have you down September 29th, and is that at 1:30, Missy?
September 29th?
That's what she said. What do you have her down for? She said that's what she bonded out for.
That's a Thursday, and that's Judge Crump's docket day on Thursday.
Well, I thought that sounded odd, but sometimes when they're out of state, they might get the wrong date. Tell me.
Oh, good Lord. Are you asking for like shop advice for reals? Do you get this? I'm so does Lund Lumber give advice? And you're an attorney, right? And I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know how he's going to deal with this. And then it says, I'm mid-project. I'm like, oh, good.
I just responded. Yeah, if people have questions, I can answer questions. I won't give legal advice via DM, but woodworking advice, that's fair game.
Do you have your bond in front of you, Miss Green?
Oh, okay. All right.
I do not. I had court 1 week, so it was going to be Friday. So this upcoming Friday, I have court in Colorado. It's Colorado court, though.
What are you in trouble in Colorado for?
Just with you guys for that warrant.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I?
Yes, Under Sheriff. Is that an extradition process or what?
I believe the state of Colorado is one of them that will issue extradition bonds. So they issued her a $5,000 extradition bond for our case, and she has to reappear in court with the attorney they assigned her to either sign or refuse extradition into Kansas, Your Honor. I'm getting to jail to verify that. They didn't notify.
Again, this sounds like more stuff an attorney would handle great. Like I don't know anything about this, but apparently Colorado just picked him up. It's only because there's a warrant in Kansas. But that generates another court date for you in Colorado. They don't want to forget about you. Come back here and tell us what the hell's going on, which I think is a reasonable procedure.
By us that
I mean, I don't know, but it seems reasonable to me.
She had bonded out.
Okay. Well, that answers my question, where you are. Miss Green, are you still in the same house with the same man you were the last time you talked to me?
TC in the house. I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
Same address?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, look at the face.
We'll call Chris Ambrose. Are you going to bring yourself back here to Kansas, or are you going to fight extradition?
I was really hoping we could try and figure something out with quashing the warrant because, I mean, I really had no ill intentions of missing court that day. It was like, not like I was trying to run from you guys.
But yet you told me you were in Alaska and you were in Colorado. That sounds like you were trying to run from me.
I know. That was really dumb of me. And I had, a good couple days in El Paso County jail to really think about my stupidity. It's honestly what it was.
All right. Well, it sounds like you don't have a date in Kansas yet.
We set it for preliminary hearing control November 18th at 1:30.
Prelim.
Okay. November 18th at 1:30. I expect you to be back here in the courthouse November 18th at 1:30. And I expect you to have talked to your attorney before that date. And I'll let you decide with your attorney in Colorado whether you're going to fight extradition or come back voluntarily. But I am not quashing any warrants.
Oh, for the love of God, don't fight extradition. Just go
Well,
back.
you know what? It was kind of bad. The judge is asking her whether she's going to make a legal strategy decision, like on a Zoom call. Like that was a bad call on the judge's part. You don't ask her that question. If she has a right to fight extradition as a judge, you're not asking her that.
She just needs to get to the attorney.
Yes.
I mean, that's it. And then that's when you make that decision. I mean, okay, so both of us are attorneys and stuff. Neither one of us, we don't do criminal law in Kansas. Neither one of us know exactly how to handle this situation. I have my ideas already, but still. Okay, these are people. We're talking about people who know what the hell they're doing, not like a young girl who doesn't have a clue. She'll get there. She
All right. Anything further, Ms. Gillette, that we need to address?
Not from the state's perspective.
And we probably ought to, what's her case number, Missy? I forget that she just walked on here.
Oh, God, remind the
Her
attorney.
case number is 22 CR 136.
22 CR, say that again, please.
136.
All right, I'm going to go on the record for just a minute. We are on the record in 22 CR 136, State of Kansas versus Karis Green, Jill Gillette, County Attorney. Miss Green appearing in person and pro se. For the record, Miss Green was not on my docket today, but she did find her way by Zoom onto the screen for my docket. She said someone at the county attorney's office told her to turn herself in to me today. I understand from conversation with Ms. Green that you do have an extradition hearing in Colorado. You said that's El Paso County, Colorado, is that right?
Yeah.
And you will be meeting with an attorney in Colorado that's been assigned to you to decide if you're going to fight extradition or not. In the meantime, in Kansas, I am ordering you to reappear here at the courthouse in Eureka, Greenwood County, November 18th at 1:30, and to call your attorney, Chris Ambrose. You've been given his phone number, and that is set for preliminary hearing control. You've asked me to quash the warrant issued for your failure to appear at our last hearing, and I'm not going to do that. And again, anything further, Ms. Gillette?
I can't think of anything, Judge.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Green?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Your Honor.
Sir.
Part of her original bond was that she was supposed to be calling court services regularly.
Yes. And you need to call the bond. Jessica Morgan, are you her bond supervisor?
Well, at the time, she hadn't had a first appearance, so technically, she did call me. So technically, she wasn't under our jurisdiction, but if you order it today, then yes, she needs to call me.
All right. I'm ordering you to be in contact with your bond supervisor. Her name is Jessica Morgan. Miss Morgan, do you want to give her your number?
Yes, Your Honor. 1 second here. It is 316-452-4320. And if you will give me a call, I will be out of the office the rest of the day, but give me a call tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right. And as I recall, her mom put up a 75 or 76 cash bond, so we don't have a bondsman, unfortunately, to go out and get her. Extradition it will be if she doesn't sign a waiver of extradition. All right, Miss Green, hopefully this will work out smoother in the future for us. And you may go at this time. All right, we have Mr. Cooper back. We have Mr. Reynolds back. Do we have Under Sheriff, the lady that is the co-defendant that was buying the bus tickets back? What do I have? My assistant's giving me.
This is weird. I had this first appearance. I'm not even going to try to explain it to you. He was in on some charges. He had some woman writing letters saying that she was a different person. The judge was all pissed off about it. She held him in jail, and then this happens. I've never seen anything like it.
Wait a minute. Is this the one? Is this the one where like the sister was writing, pretending to be him?
Yes.
I saw this one.
And I didn't even see all this, but it's really weird resolution. Like you'll see. I'm glad you
Billy
know what's
Trevor, back on the record. Let's make sure I get on the record. Okay. Back on the record in 22 CR 76, State of Kansas versus Robert D. Reynolds III. and 2022 CR 75 State versus Mary Pulliam Webb. Miss Jill Gillette, County Attorney for the state. Mr. Reynolds with his attorney are both.
Were you on that video with me?
No, I was just watching it. Like I said, dude, when I have bad days, I throw on this stuff to laugh. Oftentimes, you never know this, but I'm sitting there laughing at your dumb, goofy smile like when I had a bad day.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate
I know.
it.
Isn't that sweet? I think you need
It really is.
Present. And Under Sheriff Cox, is Mary Webb still with us?
She is not downstairs, Your Honor. Last I knew, she was with Miss Morgan. I don't know where she went.
Morgan, is she with you?
No, I believe she's outside. I was just going to give you an update of what was going to go on, but I can go get her if you would like.
Yeah, we need her. She needs to be here.
I haven't seen all the way to the end.
Your
It's a weird
information and
disposition.
knowledge,
Weird.
I have been provided a copy of the bus tickets. They have been verified as actual bus tickets.
Yeah, but it's like Under Sheriff said, they're from Fort Scott, right?
Yes, they're from Fort Scott to Joplin. They are scheduled to leave at 10:39 a.m. No refund, and they could have a fee if exchanged. She did pay for them.
All right, well, let's
And,
get her in here and then maybe we can cover this some more. Is she outside your office, Miss Morgan, or is she outside the courthouse?
She's outside of the courthouse.
Under Sheriff, do you have the manpower to go track
Carrie,
Yes, Your Honor.
Carrie Seeley is going out there to get her.
I have a deputy en route also.
Okay.
Make sure we find him.
Actually, I didn't even realize this because I tacked this on at the last second, but it's basically the same thing as Judge Manning. Just get the hell out of my jurisdiction.
Get
That's
out.
all. That's all she wants at this point. Yeah, well, the judge wants him to flee. This is judge endorsed fleeing.
Yeah, this is like, the judge is like, "Can I pay for your ticket to get out of town? Can you just leave? I don't want you."
Good luck.
Oh yeah, buddy, go. Good luck. Who is changing a firearm in the background? Like, who is clearing a magazine?
Rob, look at my naughty chat.
Your chat's, I mean,
send him to Fulton County.
just you're gonna have a battle of the judges. They're gonna keep back and forth, and then we'll throw them on Zoom hearings, like back and forth. Just do.
Just send him on Manning's call for pre-trial.
Pre-trial. We got prelim, pre-trial.
Okay.
What is happening?
I didn't have a chance to edit, obviously, but I thought. Okay,
On
they're
this way,
waiting.
I should know.
How in the world did you meet up with this lady?
Okay, here we go.
I'm right here, Your Honor.
Okay, what's your name,
You
sir?
gotta see this.
Tom.
They were just waiting for her to show up. This is Rich. I still don't understand the story.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, and you have your driver with you?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
right here.
So simple. I
Is
love
that-
I'm right here, Your Honor.
Wrong.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Tom Cartwright.
Tom Cartwright, and where are you
ma'am.
from?
I live in Mapleton, Kansas.
I'm sorry, what town?
Mapleton?
Mapleton.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's Mapleton located?
19 miles north of Port Scott.
How in the world did you meet up with this lady?
I was on my way back from El Dorado, seeing a friend, and I stopped at the Toronto store, the Lizard Lick Bar and Grill, and she asked me if I was going this way. I said no, and then I come out. She said, "Can you take me back down to where I'm staying at?" And she was telling me the story about where she was staying at, and I said, "There's no reason for you to have to be living like that. You know, you can come and stay at my place until you get this thing straightened out."
Oh, good Lord.
No, that didn't just happen.
So how long has she
That's
been
not-
staying at your place?
I didn't know all this.
I would say roughly 10 days to 2 weeks.
Oh
Okay.
God, run! Oh no! I'm concerned now. Someone
yeah.
issue a bond. Find out if this guy's
And
still alive.
you can take her, she can stay at your house tonight, and you can
Yes,
take
ma'am.
her, you can take her to the bus station at Fort Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, can you see Mr. Reynolds, her fiance or husband or boyfriend, the one in the striped shirt?
Yes, I can see him.
Have you ever met him before?
No, I've never met him before.
And you've known her for about 10 days?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you willing to have him spend the night at your house as well and take
No,
him
ma'am.
to the bus station?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. Does anyone else live at your house with you?
My niece, but she's up at her friend's house most of the time.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Miss Webb,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want you to have a UA today with Miss Morgan. Are you going to be clean?
Yes, ma'am.
No substances?
No, ma'am.
Miss Morgan, when was the last time you UA'd her?
Your Honor, I have not UA'd her since she's been released.
Has anyone else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, well, Mr. Cooper, Miss Gillette, as you know, I'm contemplating just letting these two go on their misdemeanors back to their home state of Kentucky where they have family. Their costs and fees going to civil collections. But I think Miss Webb needs a UA today. I want to make sure the place they're staying, they're not going to go out and get all high tonight and forget to go to the bus station in the morning. So, Miss Gillette, your thoughts? Your recommendation?
I don't have a problem of releasing them to go to the bus station, Judge.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I don't have a problem with releasing them to go to the bus station tomorrow.
Okay. Mr. Cooper?
No, I'd ask that you do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Of course, Miss Webb, your attorney was released once you went on
We're just gonna let
probation.
this happen.
And I'm not proposing anything adverse to you. In fact, if anything, it's just the opposite. Are you sure? Be honest with me now. You have had a hard time doing that.
Oh my God.
You've written letters to me pretending to be Mr. Reynolds, haven't you? Or pretending to be his sister as well as pretending to be him, haven't you?
This is not real.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
It's all too real.
Okay. Now, you understand that's illegal, and there's another charge you could get for doing that. Did you know that?
Gonna let it
No,
happen.
ma'am.
Yeah, when you're trying to pretend to be somebody else and writing letters, trying to convince a judge to let someone out of jail, there's a crime about that. Now, I'm not encouraging that be pursued. I just want you folks to get back to Kentucky and hopefully make a better lives for
Get the
yourself.
hell out of my
But
state.
in case you're ever in a position where you're tempted to pretend to be somebody else, pretend to write the judge, don't do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, it may have even been forgery, but if he gave you permission to forge his name to the documents, then it's not necessarily a crime. But trying to influence me the way you were with those letters could have been a serious problem. Now, one more time, are you sure you'll pass a UA?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been using any illegal drugs? No meth, no marijuana, no cocaine?
No, ma'am.
All right, if she can pass that test, Ms. Morgan, how long will we get the preliminary results?
Same day.
And you're muted.
Sorry about that. 10 minutes. I will just have her come up here after the court hearing, and I will give her one right away.
All right, so Mr. Reynolds, Ms. Webb, I
don't even get how she has authority to ask this for one for a UA. She's not charged with anything. That it's not. I don't get it. It doesn't really matter.
I am so confused. Doesn't really embrace it. I think I'm starting to enter into that phase, like off of like the adrenaline taper at a trial, and I think I'm hallucinating at this point. Like this is not. I'm not watching a real thing right now. I'm in like this weird world of delusion and sleep deprivation where I'm not seeing something that's really happening on a screen. Like this doesn't happen in a courtroom. This is a hitchhiker that says like, "Hey, I'll pick you up and take care of you." And she's like, "But I got a man in jail." And he's like, "You know what? Fine. Sure. I'll take care of him too. You want to swear to that in court?" "Yep. Why not? Let's all take a piss test together." "Sure. Let's do that too."
I think that's a great summation. Yeah. Oh, it's wild. And I tacked this on at the end because these are updates to cases I already did. So I'm like, well, I'll just do it. I already have my thing. So I didn't even get a chance to prepare for this. It's so convoluted. It's wild. And then the judge, but they really should be in a lot more trouble. But the judge is just like, just leave the state. Okay. Just leave the state.
How many times has the judge said, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" Like, I will see your face on a milk carton. Are you sure? Okay. Are you sure you're coherent? Do you need a urine test? Do I have the authority to give it? Nope. Am I going to ask you to do
I don't
it?
see
Sure.
I don't see any reason whatsoever that she would have to give one, but it doesn't really matter. It's working for everybody. We'll see.
She can pass the UA to show me she hadn't been sitting around using dope with this gentleman. Then I'm going to release you, Mr. Reynolds, to go home with her and Tom Cartwright tonight. And he's going to get you on that bus, and I want proof that you're on that bus tomorrow. I don't know how I can get that, but I mean, you better be on that bus.
Your Honor, I can help with that. I will get her phone number and have her send a picture message of both of them on the bus to my work phone and forward it to you.
I like that, Under Sheriff Cox. Thank you. And would you, Under Sheriff, please get Mr. Cartwright's phone and address while we're at it, in case we need to try to track him down?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, folks, you're getting away real easy with the charges you had on you.
You think?
I don't know. It was a misdemeanor, and this guy's been sitting in jail for a couple months now.
I mean, okay, so maybe that's kind of swaying the opinion, but at that point in time, like as the judge, I'm like, am I really letting this person who might be safer in jail, like, go into this situation?
We shall see.
Go do that. Anything further, Ms. Gillette?
I can't think of anything, Judge.
Anything further, Mr. Cooper?
I don't want to say it.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll be in recess, and I'll be awaiting Ms. Morgan's reports. Thank you all.
Yeah.
And Missy, that's everything on this docket?
Blake Cooper was sitting there in the back.
I believe so.
That's the whole time.
All right, court is adjourned. I see.
All right, Kevin, I was all over the Waukesha parade case. I started this video with it. So there, I'm on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm glad you stuck around. That was so bizarre, but here's why I felt guilty, like at the end with Deborah too. I'm like, okay, we watch this. Judge Manning's really fun because she's just over the top and she's really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, these are follow-ups of videos that I did previously, and I'm like, who wants to deal with this? And then you're like, I kind of remember this, and then you said that you see the whole drifter thruple develop, and it was beautiful to have you here. I mean, I didn't even know exactly what was gonna happen. I knew she was letting them out because I didn't see the middle. I saw a little bit of the end and a little bit of the beginning of that clip.
Did you think the middle was going to go the way the middle went? Because that was an interesting middle. And by the way, that guy might have just ended up in the middle of whatever is happening tonight or tomorrow.
That's complete insanity. I'm glad you were here to share it with me. Oh my God, he really is. So, all right, we can't.
We're not going to speculate. We're not here to speculate or trash people. You know, different strokes for different folks, and those folks just appear to just different.
Wait. I can explain. I can explain all this for you.
I don't want. Oh God, what are you going to?
I can explain all this for you right here.
I'm going to use Miss Fowler's word. She now is in a throuple. And not only does she choose to be in a throuple, and she's shacked up in the bed with the throuple. Now, if anybody thinks this is okay, I am in the wrong world.
See, I'm ready for all occasions,
Rob.
Rob.
Threw throuple in there like 4 times. It was one sentence, and he threw throuple in there 4 times. I didn't need to hear it.
It's my favorite clip. It really is.
Preach.
Well, that and Sweet Jesus.
I mean, preach was my new thing.
All right. Well, thank you for coming by. That was so much fun.
I loved it, buddy. You know I do.
All right.
I love
you didn't have Friday Night Frenzy this Friday.
I was out of town.
Where were you going?
I went to go watch a football game, college football game. It was awesome. I loved it.
Fantastic.
I don't get to go watch football very often. So my buddies went to
no, that's good times.
Is a Penn State fan, so we went and saw a game there.
It really doesn't matter. Like that atmosphere is awesome. Almost not almost anywhere, but like a lot of places.
The environment, period. Yeah.
The environment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you're a fan of the team. It's just like put me on a campus where people care. It'll be fun. We'll have a couple and go to the game, and it's fun. Good times.
Yep. All right, I just threw the link to Runkle's stream that's coming up in the chat, so anyone can see it if they want it.
All right, where do I put that thing? Where I don't see it. Can I just put it? Can I just link up to it?
Yeah, you can just pin it.
Okay, but I got to find it. Are you in a bathroom? No, I'm not in a bathroom. I'm in a sweatshirt. It's all good, brother.
He's reasonably dressed.
Yeah. Where? How come I can't see right now?
Because you were watching.
I didn't know. In all seriousness, I knew it was weird. I knew about the case posture, but I did not get the bizarre love triangle. Yes, that's a direct reference to a good song, but I did not get the bizarre love triangle scenario, which it isn't a bizarre love triangle. It's a dude in jail. They probably don't even like each other, but it's a dude in jail and then a desperate dude and a desperate chick. We know what it is. But it was awkward.
Nope, I'm not here.
Deliciously awkward.
Yep.
Oh, the whole event was so Law Talk with Mike. It really was. Even better, I'm not prepared. I don't even know it. I just stumble upon it. It's good stuff. All right. Ian Runkle. When's he starting?
8. So people could jump over.
I can't find it. All right, everybody go over to Runkle of the Bailey. Ian Runkle. He was on the other day. He's awesome. He's awesome. Our favorite Elvish Canadian.
Love him. Yep.
Love him. All right. Thank you, my man. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys. Love seeing you.
All right. Let me see here. Tell them. Are All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. I will see you all soon. I hear rumblings that Mr. Blandino might be in court in the morning. So I don't know if that video will be available at that time or later, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Blandino content tomorrow. All right. I will see you soon.